Hello and welcome to Archery at Home with your host, British Olympian Patrick Huston. Today we're going to be doing some bow training, which we'll do with the elbow sling and a bow, a light bow, or you can do this with a cliniband. It's a really good drill just with a cliniband to come up to full draw, spend a bit of time at full draw, then have a rest and repeat that over and over again. It builds up strength inside your body, builds up archery specific fitness, it aligns all the bones, all the muscles into the positions that you want them, and then because of the extended activation of those muscles, you feel the sensation of your position inside the shot more and more. So we'll start off with a little bit of warm-up. So we're going to start by just pulling down from the ceiling, pulling our elbows apart. This should activate the lats down the side of the body, pulling the shoulder blades down. These are big muscles used for climbing trees, as if we were, back in the jungle. Really powerful muscles. We'll use them quite a lot inside the shot. It's always good to pull the elbows down, use the lats. I talk about lat off. If you imagine let off, like in a compound, your lats are really big muscles, and if you can get them fired accurately and properly into the shot, you just feel so much stability by having that low shoulder carriage. So now we'll go straight out in front of us and then pull back. Remember, keep the shoulders down. We're not pulling up here and pushing the head forward. So head, chin back, and then we'll hit our chest and then open just a little. Warms up the rhomboids, mobilizes the thoracic spine, which is the bit of your spine inside your chest, inside your rib cage. Gets a really good bit of warm up really quite quickly. We'll also just do some little circles, big circles to start off with, and then we'll go smaller. Smaller. This warms up the rotator cuff muscles, the deltoids, all the little stabilizers inside your shot, inside your shoulders. Very good. Been out for a walk, so I've been wearing my shoes all day, my lovely Vivo barefoot boots. Feel amazing, but wearing socks is my feet. I'm trying to have my feet natural and expand quite a lot. Basically, size 8 to 11 socks are quite constricting, so take them off and have quite a lot of tension in your feet. Really, I'd recommend getting a ball, anything, a golf ball. Roll your feet back and forward on it. Before you do that, lean down, see how far you can get. Roll your feet with a ball and then do that. That's how much tension you carry in your feet. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So if you grab your bow or your cliniband, if you're doing this with a bow, something like the Astra Archery shot trainer, or you can do a homemade elbow sling really easily. There's a video on my YouTube page. Timer. There you go. Excuse me. Right. So, up to the height of the eyes and elbows down, and that gives us the lat feeling. The lats pulling down in the shot. Get lovely bone alignment during reversals. Fantastic form of training. I started doing this training about June 2015. Heard about it at the World Cup. So we do 20 seconds up, 30-second rest. Heard about it at the World Cup from John Knott, and it was a really big training thing that he used to do as part of the GB squad back in the 90s. Obviously my coach now, Richard Priestman, he actually talked to me about it at the World Championships in 2015 as well. And when I was doing some reversals, and 6 weeks after I started that, 6 weeks after I started doing the reversals, I set a world record. 348 out of 360, shot during a FITA at 70 metres. Junior world record, senior European record, obviously junior European, British, etc. So these are fantastic. They take anybody's standard up, pretty much anybody's standard. There wouldn't be one person, I don't think, that doing this would make them a worse archer. Most people don't have enough bow fitness. They have shaking inside their shot. They're not able to control it for extended periods of time. They're not able to shoot a tournament as well at the end of the tournament scoring as you were at the beginning of the tournament. Reversals very quickly, really very quickly. With a friend of mine at Oddco Archers in Telford, they actually shoot at Lowshall. Well, they're from Newport, Shropshire. I got him think, well, we set a personal best on a Portsmouth 570, and all that was a month of bow training. We hadn't got on to anything technical. That was just the start of the session, 10 minutes bow, or 5 minutes of bow training, end of the session, 10 minutes of bow training. Really, really simple. And his scores just went up because he was more in control of his bow. As I was, you know, in 2015, I shot some very nice stuff indoors. 588 was a personal best, feet 18 that I did many times. More times than I like. It took me a long time to break the 590. 2017 it was. Right, we'll start up another hold. Now we start off elbow out, push down into the arm, lift up to the height of the eyes, down into the lats, transfer up and back. And that gives us this lovely relaxed inline shape. My front shoulder is pushed forward, the inside out front shoulder. Got that forward push, down and in, into the shoulder. It's probably 20 seconds, isn't it? We'll do 5 more. It shouldn't be too hard to begin with in your bow training journey. You want to be doing it with a low poundage, but really this is 22 pounds. This is a lot lower than my bow that I shoot at 50. So I'm pulling maybe 24 or something like that, as this is half of my draw weight. I'd recommend you do it with clinibands, stretchy bands, anything at all really. You can make one out of rubber bands. Height of the eyes, down, transfer up and back. So at this point, actually something I should speak about is this wrist here. This wrist is totally flat on the bow. Now my coach Richard would talk about breaking your wrist, having a broken wrist, because you don't want it like this and tight. You want it, the pressure low into the wrist. You can direct pressure through the thumb, which is a very powerful tool, but you want the pressure coming into the radius bone, because that relaxes your hand and allows the bone structure of the body to take the weight. And that's it being entered into the body. You can have this great bone alignment through your arm and your shoulder and up here, but if you've got loads of tension in your front hand, you won't be getting anything like the benefit that having a fully relaxed wrist would give you in terms of that bone alignment. I think I stopped at 350. 5 more seconds. We're elbow out, push down, keep pulling down with the lats, and back. So at this point you can see my fingers are angled across the string, not holding the string straight, not going like this with the string. My fingers are rotated around the string. So I have this upward hook effect, which KSL talks about quite a lot in the book he did with Tyler Benner, Inside the Archer, and the various other ones. He talks about this kinked out shape of the hand, which is exactly what this rolled over wrist is. Curling the fingernails up in towards you. You can almost squeeze the spacer a little bit, but you just have these two hooks take most of the weight. This one does a bit, but it's mostly to stabilize the torque of the hand. Probably taught past our 30-second rest there. Archery done right is so enjoyable, really is. I really hope everybody's scores improve after this, because like you'll have a better understanding of the fine points of the required elements inside the shot. We want relaxation of the muscles, which is why we do the bow training. We want forward direction into the target, a relaxed wrist so you have a clean release, but the release isn't a thing. The release isn't a thing at all. It's a result of the forces and the tensions inside your hand at full draw, which if you have more tension, you have that flappy release breaking away from the string because you are letting go of tension. If you have only the required amount of tension, i.e. a relaxed wrist taking the strain, my clock has vanished. Elbow out, push, up, down, back. So at this point I've got relaxation throughout my shot. I've got the weight of the bow taken on the bone structure, which I can feel and like move against inside, keeping the same force. It's really, I call this wiggly bow training. It's quite fun really, you can wiggle all over the place. I have a lot of flexibility in my shoulders. Do not worry if you can't do anything like the amount I can. You know, you don't become a Olympian without developing a fair bit of mobility in the shoulders, because archery is all in the shoulders. Everything, like, we will, if you do loads of archery, expect big shoulders, both shoulder blades and these bits here. It's class. I love having big shoulders. Stretched out wrist. We can pull the thumb back, push down into the hand, up to full draw, down to the lats, transfer up and back. And pop, my finger comes off. So a little weight that finger's taken, but also the string angle does exacerbate it a fair bit. I love field archery. It's so cool, shooting a bow, different angles and all that. Absolutely awesome. I've actually done a lot of different angle stuff in my bow training. I've never really got to practice field much. I've just never had a course, you know, nearby that I can use regularly. I've done maybe 4 or 5 practice evenings and 2 days in the summer back in 2013. The practice days would have been City of Belfast's field course, which is very flat. It is literally a river plain. And then down in Ballyvalley's Loch Brickland, where they hold loads of shoots. Fantastic down there. I absolutely love shooting Loch Brickland. Such a nice place, particularly in summer. Sunny summer day, before everything gets too overgrown. It's absolutely beautiful. Ballywalter is pretty incredible as well. Yeah, field archery just gets you out into the woods and you get to shoot different angles, do all this different stuff. It's absolutely amazing. I think it just gets you out into the woodlands, and you know, particularly in England, like Northern Ireland, it rains a lot, so you can expect it probably get rained on. But in England, it's so much drier, particularly here in Shropshire actually. It's so nice. I have a woods nearby me that I go walking in every day, and I just go around it imagining field archery, just looking through, like, so there's a marsh actually where I got limes, and then the hill is an old mine, so there's loads of, you know, mining tracks and, you know, big steep slopes and stuff like that. It's amazing, so pretty, and there's so many ways to walk around it. Particularly at the moment, there's loads of people out walking, so they keep all the paths just because people are walking in them. It's absolutely beautiful. So nice around sunset time. Just go around it. Just literally, like, I there's some really steep shots, and I'll bring a cliniband with me, and I just imagine the shot, and I feel it, because with a lightweight cliniband you can feel the force of the bow, and then when you're forced, say you're stood on a slanted slope and shooting down something, or even just standing on a slanted slope and drawing your bow back, it's really interesting how you can feel the different forces inside your body created by the bow with the combination of gravity involved. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So there you go, guys. I hope you've had a good bow training session. Got a bit of a sweat worked up maybe. Have some water afterwards. This is my big water bottle to make sure I drink loads. Exercise compresses your muscles and dehydrates yourself. Dehydrates the actual muscles themselves. The fascia in the muscles tightens under extended hold. So make sure that you drink loads to replenish all that. I'll be having a drink as soon as I'm done here. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. If you have, please give us a like and share it with your teammates, if your club mates, if you think they'd be interested. Hope you've had a great day. Cheers.